The rise of Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, whose name is Georgian for burning coal, has lit up the Italian Serie A with creativity, dynamic dribbling, and flair. During his relatively short spell at Napoli, the Georgian footballer has acclimated a slew of nicknames. These include Cavardana, comparison to the Argentine legend, who is considered to be a god in Naples, Caravaggio, a play on the Italian Renaissance painter, and he has even been referred to as the Georgian Messi, all for good reason too. Napoli are on course to secure the first Scudetto since 1990 and are tipped to go all the way to the Champions League thanks to the forward's electric form. But who is Kvaratskhelia, and where did he come from? In this video, we'll be taking a look at the forward's origin story and how he arrived at Naples. But before we get started, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to never miss a thing. Early career. Born in Tbilisi, Georgia on February 12, 2001, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia is the son of Badri Kvaratskhelia, a professional footballer who played for Azerbaijan. The young prodigy started his senior career at Dinamo Tbilisi, a team that had won the league title 18 times before he joined. The winger made his professional debut at 16 and went on to make 4 appearances for the club. During this time, Kvaratskhelia broke into the Georgian U17 team, where he became the inaugural recipient of the Alexandria Shavatsy Golden Medal, which is awarded annually by GFF to recognize gifted young players. The following year, he was awarded a silver medal for his performance among U19 players. The Georgian later moved to Rostov in 2018, where he began to announce himself to the world. His potential was subsequently recognized when he was included in The Guardian's Next Generation 2018 60 of the Best Young Talents in the World football list, alongside other rising stars like Rodolfo, Taksubusa Kubo, and Curtis Jones. In 2019, Kvaratskhelia was loaned to Lokomotiv Moscow, where he scored 1 goal in 7 appearances. However, the move was not made permanent, which frustrated the then-manager Yuri Semin, who was quoted as saying, "Losing that extremely talented boy made me cry." Kvaratskhelia later joined Rubin Kazan for a fee of £500,000. On July 15th, Kvaratskhelia made his debut for Rubin Kazan against his former club Lokomotiv, where he came on the second-half substitute and scored the equalizing goal in a 1-1 draw, in what must have been the final blow for Semin. Rubin fans on the club's official website later named him the best player of the match. By June 2020, Kvaratskhelia meteoric rise started to become more tangible as his market valuation increased over 5 times. French sports magazine L'Equipe later went on to name him as the 34th best player born after 2001 in February 2021, making him the sole representative from the Russian Premier League. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine just a year later, FIFA allowed foreign players to suspend their contracts with Russian clubs until June 30th, 2022. Kvaratskhelia took advantage of this and joined Dinamo Batumi in Georgia on loan, where he played a vital role in helping them win the Euroliga Liga. Arsenal, Tottenham, and AC Milan were subsequently put on high alert, but it was Napoli who managed to secure a deal for him. Napoli signed Kvaratskhelia at a bargain price during a period of transition, as they had lost key players such as Lorenzo Insigne, Coludo Koulibaly, and Dries Mertens. Where he arrived in Italy, Kvaratskhelia was relatively unknown, but he remained level-headed as Eurosport Italy journalist Luca Montanari explained. Nobody knew Kvaratskhelia when he arrived in Italy. He was very well spoken of, but no one was sure if he would be up to the Serie A, as he had only previously played in the Russian and Georgian leagues. For this reason, he was considered a gamble when he moved to Napoli in May. There were rumors that Juventus, AC Milan, and Roma were interested, but only the Neapolitans and their supporting director, Cristano Guttoli, really believed in him. Guttoli had said that he tracked him as early as March 2020, but the asking price was €30 million. A star arrives in Napoli. Khvicha, as Dinamo fans called him, was subsequently signed for a third of that price at €10 million. Kvaratskhelia childhood idol was Cristiano Ronaldo, and he desired to wear Edinson Cavani's previous number 7 shirt. However, the number was already taken by Elhif Elmas. Consequently, he had to settle for the number 77 instead. Despite all the comparisons, the Georgian winger said in his first press conference that he had not signed to Gil Azzurri to be an Inzi replacement, but instead had come to be himself. And he did just that. It's no wonder he's described as the revelation after playing his first game for Napoli on July 14, 2022, in a pre-season friendly match against Eccellenza team Anual Val Dinan, where he scored 2 goals and made 1 assist. The winger went on to score 3 more goals in his first 2 professional appearances, one with his head, one with his left, and a right foot screamer. He announced himself to the Napoli faithful with the most prolific start in the club's long-standing history. It was already more goals from open play than was achieved by the aforementioned Lorenzo Insigne last season. Despite the Georgians' flying start to life in Naples, coach Luciano Spalletti was careful to not overburden the new recruit with responsibilities. Speaking after the team's 4-0 win over Monza, in which Kvaratskhelia scored twice, the Italian said, "There's still too much pressure on him. He was really tense before the game. As soon as he rids himself of this pressure and starts to loosen up, you'll see what a player he is. It's already enough as it is, but he can do more." It was a similar sentiment that was expressed by the coach when he watched over Mohamed Salah at Roma, and look what the Egyptian forward has achieved since. It's a scary prospect to insinuate that after 28 games in Napoli's bright blue colors, the player still hasn't reached his full potential despite scoring 13 goals and assisting his teammates 15 times during that same period. While Kvaratskhelia is already a skilled player who can easily deceive defenders, it is interesting to imagine what he could achieve if he played more relaxed. Nevertheless, it is clear that against tougher opponents, that Kvaratskhelia needs to improve his defensive abilities. For example, on a match day 1, Verona wingback David Ferroni managed to get past Kvaratskhelia quite easily, allowing him to whip in a cross for Thomas Henry's equalizer. Ferroni had spent most of the first half staying back and not venturing forward, but a high throw-in encouraged him to push up. Kvaratskhelia sheer unpredictability seemed to have initially intimidated Ferroni, and his cautious nature was well advised. Kvaratskelia's skills include beating defenders for pace, prompting Napoli's left-back Mario Rui to occasionally launch the ball forward to initiate a foot race. He can also cut inside and unleash the tiraggio, the Italian term for cutting inside and attempting a curler into the far corner, as demonstrated in his first goal at the beginning of the season, or use his right foot to pass defenders and finish with his left. The Georgian forward possesses a box of tricks, and despite his doubters, he brought these tricks with him in the Champions League. On the road to the Champions League knockout stages, Napoli beat Liverpool 4-1, put 10 past Ajax over 2 games, and beat Rangers 3-1 twice. Kvaratskhelia was able to pick up 5 appearances during this run, where he contributed with 2 goals and 3 assists. While the Georgian was on the bench for 1 game, there's no doubting that he would have made an impact if he had started. In the Champions League this year, the forward is joint top for assists alongside Lionel Messi, João Cancelo, and Diogo Jota with 4, and has the 3rd most shots per 90 with 5.2. He is clearly a dangerous prospect in the opposition area, as he recently showed against Frankfurt Eintracht. Napoli cruised past the German side in the first leg of the round of 16 with a 2-0 victory. Despite missing a penalty, Kvaratskhelia had a significant impact on the game, contributing a stunning backheel assist for Di Lorenzo's second-half goal, which proved crucial for Napoli, in addition to a goal from Osimhen. Kvaratskelia's tally of goal contributions in the Champions League now stands at 6, comprising 2 goals and 4 assists. According to Opta, he is the youngest player in this season's competition to have contributed to at least 5 goals at this stage. And it's not just in the Champions League that Kvaratskhelia is breaking records. In the same month of February, Kvaratskhelia was awarded the Serie A Player of the Month for the 2nd time, after registering 3 goals and an assist. He became the first player to receive the award twice in a single season. Although the season is far from over, the future looks bright for the Georgian winger. Following in the footsteps of those that came before you is no easy feat. However, despite the comparisons, Kvaratskhelia seems to be faring just fine. Since arriving in Napoli, the Georgian has lit up the world stage and it seemed as though it's only up from here. Do you think that Kvaratskhelia will continue his good form and lead Napoli to the Champions League title? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification bell for more football content.